Hey guys!
Hi!
So we got kicked out of Trader Joe's, but we successfully made it back to my hotel room to go through this wine tasting with our very special guest, the Lush Life.
Hi guys! Yeah, we got kicked out in record time.
So here we go. Trader Joe's, best bottles, under $15.
This is the Mionetto Feel line. Mionetto is a pretty famous Prosecco brand.
What did we spend on this?
We spent $8.99.
That's a steal.
$8.99. Awesome. You can brunch with this all day, and it can only be called Prosecco if it is from the Mionetto region of Italy. So similarly, Champagne can only be called Champagne when it's from the Champagne region of France. Prosecco is actually like a zone. So let's taste this.
Really good. I already tasted it.
I mean, even the smell, like, it's got everything you're looking for in a classic Prosecco.
You can tell she's the sommelier because she goes ahead and sniffs it, and I already started drinking it.
I can't help it. Even on like a date, I'm just like sniffing my wine. I'm trying to, cut that back a little bit. But this is, I mean, you're getting a lot of like lemon, a lot of like fresh green apple, maybe a little bit of like a floral quality to it. What I like to look for in sparkling wine, big tip guys, is the size of the bubble. Tells you everything you need to know about the quality of the wine.
Why?
Think about different sizes of bubbles. So you have maybe your
These are little.
Perrier like size, and then you have like your San Pellegrino bubbles, and you have your like club soda. The bigger bubbles, it's a sign of a lower quality production. And with the sparkling, when you want it to be like light and frothy and like delicate little bubbles kind of dancing around your tongue, you don't want big, painful, like popping club soda style bubbles with your sparkling wine. No. One thing I always tell people when looking at Italian wines is that there's a little label, like a sticker in the top. Do you see that?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So it says DOC on it, and that's how you know that the Italian government has certified that this is a high quality wine. We can move on to our next wine. Yeah, let's do this. Next up, we are going to Austria. So this is a Grüner Veltliner. Can you say it with me? Grüner Veltliner. And it is a white wine that is indigenous to Austria. Cheers.
Look, that time I sniffed it and you drank it.
I did both at the same time. I'm talented that way. I sniffed it and I sipped it at the same time.
Wait, so this has a little bit of a fizz to it, or is that just left over from that?
No, it is a little bit of a spritz. And Lauren, I don't know if you're getting this, that a lot of Grüner has almost more like a vegetal or like a green kind of taste. One reason I thought this might be cool is that with the European wines, if they can say specifically where they're from, it means that all of their grapes were sourced from the same area, and that can also lead to higher qualities. In Austria, most of Grüner Veltliner comes from either two regions, the Pimptal or the Kremstal. And this is a Pimptal region, and I know that region makes some of the best Grüner Veltliner in the world, so I thought it'd be fun to see how they're doing. And this is, shockingly enough, we were very ambitious with our $15
How much
and
did
under.
you spend for this one?
$7.99.
What?
So
okay,
are you ready to
check
move
this
on?
and go on to the next one?
Woo!
Keep it classy. Okay.
Talking a little bit about like how do we find deals in wine? And again, there's certain regions that I know it's pretty inexpensive to make wine, so the wine is going to be lower priced. And one of those is the south of France. It's a region called the Languedoc-Roussillon. So this is the Ormarine. The grape itself is called Picpoul. I keep thinking I need to show it to the camera. Picpoul de Pinet, which literally means a lip stinger. Grapes were harvested in 2014 in the fall in France, so that's about a year ago.
Okay.
So this is a young, fresh wine, and I think it's a little bit of a misconception that like the older the better. Some other wines like this Picpoul de Pinet are meant to be drunk young and fresh. Rosé, always buy the youngest one that you can find.
Really?
I just learned the other day that they have more organic and biodynamic vineyards in the south of France than any other part of the country.
What?
Yes. And the cool thing about the Languedoc-Roussillon region is that it's kind of the wild west of France. Nobody was making wine down in the Languedoc, so a lot of cool, young, kind of like hipstery winemakers moved down to the Languedoc-Roussillon and started making wine there. And they're not held to as strict of rules in terms of what they can do with their winemaking. So
is that a good thing
it's
or a bad thing?
it can be great because there's more room for them to be creative, and a lot of them are practicing biodynamic.
It's interesting
and
that you just said that word creativity though, because I took a sip of this wine before I was supposed to, and it does actually. This is gonna sound weird, but it actually does taste creative because it almost this is gonna sound weird, but it has like a hint of Jolly Rancher to it.
Great. Which can be
by
delicious.
very sophisticated terms.
No, Jolly Rancher is a completely legit way to explain a wine. We got it for $8.99, so not too shabby.
What about the $2 chuck?
$2 chuck. Here's what I'll say about $2 chuck. $2 chuck is like the $9.99 little sundress from Forever 21 that looks really cute. But then how many 10-year-olds in sweatshops had to die to make that dress? Is it really worth it? No.
I'm very excited about this one.
Unlike these other wines where it's from the Languedoc-Roussillon, it's from the Comtal region, it's from the Veneto, this one just says France. I'm like, France.
The little card underneath said, outside the Champagne region.
Yes, which could honestly
is
mean
that
anything.
Brooklyn?
This should be interesting. I've never tried a blend like this in a sparkling wine or a rosé. I have no idea what to expect.
Okay.
So
And we got this one for a whopping
this is $12.99. Okay, super funky on the nose.
It's a little funky. I've already tasted it. So.
I mean, the secret about sparkling wines is that they pretty much pair perfectly with everything. If you don't know what to pair with a dish, go for a sparkling wine. So it is giving us those tiny, really pretty bubbles. It's a Method Traditionnel, which is the name of the method they make it in, which is the Champagne method. They're just trying to protect their luxury brand, just like Gucci, Fenda, Prada doesn't want the lady in Chinatown selling a bag that has their logo on it. I mean, they're protecting the luxury of the brand, which is the biggest marketing success of the 20th century. Champagne. And yeah, I mean, I think cheesy, yeasty, kind of funky, a little fruity, but super dry at the end.
So do you think that this is maybe a good wine, but it caters to a certain taste?
Yes.
Okay.
This is for a more adventurous drinker.
It's funny. I would actually go in order 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are my picks. $40 basically all in.
Yeah.
And you have great variety for your party, for your brunch, for your everyday life. Just some fun things to have stocked up. And if you go to lushlifeny.com, you can find even more information and find the perfect bottles of wine for you. See you later, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.